How's it going?
Good crew. Oh yeah, look at everybody joining in.
Sweet. Hey, Aryan. Hey, Suraj. A lot of AI note takers as well. So,
AI note takers, the big
yeah. Great. Sweet. All right, folks. We'll be starting in the next 20 seconds because we have Austin fired up already. So, yeah, just 20 seconds. We're just still letting few people getting into this meet from the waiting room. So, yeah, we shall be going live in the next 10 seconds. All right. Yeah, I see a few people joining in. Sweet. All right, Austin. I'll be kicking off right now. So, hey everyone, and welcome to ETHOnline 2024 workshop titled BuidlGuidl Build and Deploy an App on Ethereum in 30 minutes. Joining us today is Austin, who will be taking us through the session. And with that, I'll pass it over to Austin to get the workshop started. Over to you, Austin.
Let's go. Thank you. All right, let me share my screen. Let's get into it. So we are going to build an app live in 30 minutes. The goal here is just to show off Scaffold-ETH and how you can build an app on chain quickly. Scaffold-ETH is an app prototyping and production tool. It's good for helping you tinker with smart contracts. It makes a lot of decisions up front for you about the stack. It's an opinionated stack, but try it out first, and then later on, if you go into expert mode, you can go back and rebuild your stack. But trust us on this one. There's a lot of complicated things. This is going to get you to dinking around with your app first and not worrying about all the other stuff around it. And you'll be able to put something on chain and put an app in someone's hands quicker. And that's what Scaffold-ETH is all about. It's about learning as you kind of build and then being able to ship something quickly. So it used to be like a clone command. We're moving more toward this MPX command, and the reason for that is we have these extensions that you can also add to. Let's see, where can I find some extensions? Here we go. You can run extensions and extend Scaffold-ETH now, and so there's a lot of things that we don't want to be too prescriptive about. And so if you wanted to add, say, on-chain kit, you can now do that with just one command. Let me get out of here and let's go create something. Let's go make an app here. So I'm going to go to scaffoldeth.io and I'm just going to grab this command here, which is just npx create eth latest. Now look what it fills in here. What I can do is I can run some extension here, -e, and then kind of any extension, and it's going to bring that in. But we're just going to go with vanilla scaffold-eth today. That's what we're dinking around with. But really, you can do -e on chain kit. And then really quickly, you can have a whole bunch of sweet components from the base team, like a swap component and a token search. So really, like you do -e on chain kit, and in 30 minutes, you have a meme coin search and a meme coin swap all in your app ready to go, like so fast. But today we're just going to dink around with a smart contract, maybe ship a small app, but just letting you know that that on-chain kit is there. And if you're building on base, it's a really great extension to Scaffold-ETH and a really good starter kit. We're just going to go with this though, really starting very simple. We're just going to say simple app. Let's go. And you have the choice here, right? Hard hat or Foundry. If you're big into Foundry, and I think most people are headed that way. I still default back to hard hat just because I'm quicker with it. But Foundry's there, and it's all the same commands within Scaffold-ETH, and you can go deep on your testing and build everything in Solidity. But it's harder for me to debug if I get stuck. So I'm just gonna rock with hard hat like an old dog, like I am for this example. So as this installs, let's go ahead and go look at our code. Let's see what's in our code base here. How do I kind of shrink this thing? There we go. There we go. Get rid of that a little bit. Okay, so let's get in here, and what we want to do is this the right? I don't know how to make this. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, whatever. Let's get into our app. So we have this app that we called Simple App. And normally I launch VS Code, but I think I'm going to launch Cursor this time. Maybe we'll ask some AI to help us a little bit here and there. So in your simple app, you'll have packages and you'll have Hardhat and Next.js. Can I make this bigger? Yes, real quick. You'll have Hardhat and Next.js. So Hardhat is going to be your smart contracts. Next.js is going to be your front end. So in here, let's just look at our contract real quick. Let's just get a look at the contract that comes out of the box with Scaffold-ETH. It's got a lot to it, and we'll dink around with it in a second, but it's just like a greeter contract. There's like a setting the greeting, and a greeting gets set, and there's some modifiers and events and primitive data types to help you get a feel for your smart contract. And we'll get to that in just a second. But let's fire up. So if you follow the instructions with Scaffold-ETH or here in this terminal, we need to bring up a few things, right? We need a yarn chain, and that will create our local blockchain. And we need to do another one of those, and we'll yarn start, and that'll create our front end, and that'll give us a nice little app up and running. And then we are ready to get into our simple app and do a yarn deploy. So if I do a yarn deploy, that's just going to ship that example smart contract to our local chain. And now we have this nice front end here that lets us uh, look at an app eventually. We'll come back to this home page in a little bit, but let me show you the bread and butter of Scaffold-ETH. It's this right here, this debug page. What this does is it automatically adapts to whatever your smart contract is, whatever's going on there with your smart contract. You can see, I think I need to move out of the way here. Let me move this over here so we can see it. You can see all the functions and everything as you add them to the contract. And up here in the top right, I'm not sure the video is delayed a little bit, but up here in the top right, we have a burner wallet. We'll talk a little bit more about this burner wallet in a second. I just want to make sure we can see it. There we go. Now my face isn't covering it. That's good. Okay, so we can debug our smart contract. So going back here to look at our smart contract, we have this address owner or something like that. Let's just add, whoops. Let's just add one other address. I'm not even going to use GPT for this. Public, I don't want it to be immutable. I'm going to set a delegate. Okay, so all I'm doing is adding a little bit more storage to my contract, one little address slot. But if I hit save there and I go ahead and deploy that, watch this over here. There's going to be a new delegate. There it is. So as soon as I add that to my smart contract and I hit that deploy, then this auto adapts and says, oh, hey, you've got this new delegate in your smart contract. What you doing with that? What you working on, right? And this is this kind of like this core like initial game loop of Scaffold-ETH is just dinking around with your smart contract and figuring out what solidity you want to write, and then making sure it works the way you want it to over here. Okay, so if we go to let's look at this code a little bit more. So we have a greeting, right? And we have this premium flag. So what happens here? This is a payable function, and someone's able to set a greeting. And if there's some value, we flip this premium flag for some reason, right? Okay, so let's go do that real quick. So if I say hello world, and I try to send this, it's going to fail. It's going to tell me I don't have any gas. Well, Scaffold-ETH has a nice little hit the faucet button right here, right? You can just click right there and you can get some cash. Let's see, we've got, 2,500. Now we got 5,000. It's real quick and you can get lots of testnet ETH, right? But now when we say hello world, there it goes. The transaction goes through. We see the greeting. Notice we didn't get any MetaMask pop-ups. That's kind of what this burner wallet is for. It's for dev work. You're not going to do burner wallets in production very often, but they're super handy here on your local environment because you can just set them up and make transactions quick and fast. Hello world 3, hello world 4. Look at us updating this. Look at all these transactions we're making. These burner wallets make it really quick to poke at your contract as it's auto adjusting with this nice debug thing, and you can really kind of figure out what you want to build. Okay, so we are never going to get an app shipped in this much time if I'm dinking around this much. So we need to get straight to it here. What I want to do is I want to ask maybe the AI. Let's see if we can just have the AI. Let's see, make a set delegate function that costs 0.001 ether. And then if I just hit enter, is it just going to figure it out? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Yeah, set the delegate. Yep. Did it do it? I don't think it did it yet. It's working on it. Maybe it's going to do it. I feel like it didn't do it. I feel like I don't have my delegate. Still learning how this works. But I feel like I want this set delegate function. I don't know why it's not. Darn it. I tried to get fancy with AI and I don't think it gave me the delegate function I wanted. Really what I want is this set delegate function right here, right? And then I want to go deploy it. And then let's see, will it show up over here? Oh no. Oh no, no. I did something very wrong here. Yep. Okay, it's twice. So it's in there already. So the delegate function is already there, right? It must have, the AI put it in already. Yes, there we go. Okay, now let's go look at our app. And sure enough, there is a set delegate function. I don't know where it is in the code, but it's in there and we're seeing it in the front end, and that's what's cool. And let's say we wanted to set the delegate to Vitalik.eth, and we'll pay 0.001, I think is what I told it to say. Now notice this little button right here. I have to take it from way to ETH. That's one of those gotchas that Ethereum developers have to deal with. But that worked. Okay. Well, I haven't even seen my code, but I'm going to go with it. It looks like, it looks like it's working fine. The set delegate must be in here somewhere. Where is it? There it is. There's the set delegate that got added. Okay. So if we go look at that code real quick, it's a payable function that requires that you pay that much, and then it sets the delegate. Okay, so what we have here is a greeter contract that lets you pay to set the greeting and make it premium, right? Remember that premium flag is false. And if I set that true now, then we'll have a delegate that we set, and then let's set it up so only the delegate can withdraw. Instead, right now, we're checking to see, let's see, where's that withdraw function? Yeah, is owner. We could make it just the delegate. I'm not even gonna mess with it right now. We gotta ship this app. There's a lot of stuff you could do with tinkering with your smart contract, but the point is you can have this nice debug, you can have your smart contract, and you can go back and forth with your Solidity, and you can tinker around with it until you're happy with your smart contract. So let's pretend like we're happy with our smart contract. We have this delegate, we have this cool greeter contract. Now the next phase is to start writing our front end. Okay. So you'll kind of get out of your contracts and your hard hat, and you'll move over to your Next.js. And then in your Next.js app, page TSX, that's where you will add your front end. Okay. And the front end comes with Scaffold-ETH comes with some really nice hooks. Let's say we wanted to read that delegate. So what I'm going to do, what I could do is ask the AI to do it, but I want to write it out. I want to say use scaffold read contract, right? And then inside of that, I'm going to set up, we're going to have a contract name, and this is pretty nice. Watch, as soon as I open these quotes, it's suggesting exactly my contract name. So it already knows about my deployed contracts, and it's filling that in for me. Function name, right? It's gonna, as soon as I open this quote, it's gonna look at my smart contract and tell me all the things in my smart contract and let me pick which one I want. I want to show the delegate, and I don't think there's any args. I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to, nope, I don't want to do that. I think I want to do just that. Maybe we need a semicolon. And then what comes back here? Oh, look, it's already letting me do it. There we go. Data, delegate, and it's saying, hey, this delegate is never used anywhere. So let's go ahead and display it somewhere over here in our front end. Let's see. I don't know what all this stuff is. It's kind of just telling us stuff. Let's set up a div. And let's say the delegate, oh, look at that. It's already doing it for us. All right, cool. So we've created our first hook in our front end. So we used to be over here in the debug contracts, and we tinkered around until we got it right. Now let's go back to our homepage and see how it looks. Ah, look at that. Really good. I'm going to kind of hide the burner wallet now, but I want to slide this over so we can see this stuff. Look at this. It's displaying our delegate. Okay, now let's go. Let's do this. Let's highlight this line and let's say, ooh, gross. All that hex address. Let's see if this is going to work. Instead, let's wrap that address in an address component from Scaffold-ETH. Let's see if this figures it out. Oh, I think it did. I think it did. We'll accept that. Now look what happens when we hit save here and we go back to our app. Oh, doesn't that look way better? Let's look at that. Let's look at that. Before it was kind of messy. Whoops. Before it was kind of like messy, gross address. And then afterwards, nice, clean, pretty address. Okay, pretty cool, right? Scaffold-ETH comes with all these address components, all these components out of the box, like this address component. When you click it, it takes you to whatever block explorer you're going to. You can click copy, it shows the ENS name. That's how Scaffold-ETH works. It has lots of these components that you're gonna need eventually. You'll find yourself always like rewriting an address component every time you make a Web3 app. But Scaffold-ETH has you covered. What's it complaining about here? I'm just gonna hit fix and see what it, oh wow. What's it gonna do? I don't know if we should be messing with this. Anyways, let's get it set up so we could set the delegate, right? What I want to do is whoa, that's weird. Do I need to zoom out? Oh man, it's like I can't see my code over there and I can't uh hmm. That's kind of weird. Okay, let's go see if our app looks good. Okay, so what I need to add to this is I need to I want to add a write. So right now we're reading from our contract. Oh no, I don't know what's going on here. Why I can't see my code behind here. And I can't scroll over. What is it doing? Oh no. Okay, maybe we should be in VS Code. Let's bring up VS Code just in case my cursor's getting a little weird. What I want to do is I want to be in this app.page.jsx, okay? And we've read from the contract already, thanks to this use scaffold contract read, nice little hook that comes out of the box. But if you want to write to your contract, you're going to use something very similar, but it's use scaffold write contract, right? See that dog right there? And we just pass in the name of our contract, and we're going to get back something called write async. Let's see if it fills it in. Nope, it did not. Okay, we're going to get back this thing called write async, write contract async. And I'm just going to call it write your contract. So this little thing now, this little write your contract is our ability to write to our smart contract from our front end, right? So let's say, let's just make a button real quick, right? Oh yeah, it's doing it. Yep, yep, okay. And then what we'll do is we need to write to our contract, whoever we want to set this delegate to, right? And that will be, so there'll be some function name we'll call, and that is set delegate. Notice that how it fills that in for us right away. And then we'll need some args. What are we going to set the delegate to? Well, right now, yeah, let's just set it to the connected address. Let's just make it so it sets us as the delegate when we hit the button. Looks pretty good. Let's see. I think we need to close some stuff, but let's go back to our app and see how it looks now. All right, it doesn't look great. It needs. So we're using Tailwind and Daisy for the styling and elements. ETN primary? I think it's something like that. How's that look? Oh, that is a nice looking button. I wish it was centered, but it could take me all day to center a div. So I'm not going to try. What we're going to do here is just hit the set delegate and let's see if, oh, incorrect ether amount. Remember, we're sending some value. Okay, I'm just going to change that. Let's go to the contract. And let's say, you know what? I don't want to charge people anymore to set the delegate. I like that idea, but instead, let's not do that. let's just let anyone in the world set the delegate, which is very not secure. And I certainly shouldn't put this on a main network, but that's probably what we're going to do. Now we've redeployed a new contract. Our delegate is 0. When I hit this button, it should set me as the delegate. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, it did. Okay. So we've done a very quick version of what you'll do for the virtual hackathon. It's ETHOnline season from ETH Global. Let's finish it out now, right? So let's say you tinkered with your contracts for a long time using this nice debug thing and burner wallets, right? By the way, those burner wallets are really nice. You could bring up an incognito window and you can have, orange burner wallet over here, and you could have him call set delegate, and notice it sets him to the delegate. And if we go look at it here, now he's the delegate, right? And then if we close that out and we set delegate as us, we'll see the delegate change back to us, right? So those burner wallets are super nice for quick transactions, debugging, checking your assumptions, making sure your smart contract does what it does. So you use this debug tab first. Then you move over to this homepage and you build your app. You create your buttons and your components and you make it look good. Okay, but then once you have everything ready here, it's time to ship your smart contract to a live network, right? Let's go triple check our smart contract, for instance. Let's take out maybe the console log just to not ship console log to a public network. Any others here? Okay, let's save. Let's make sure that deploys. Just cleaning up our contract a little bit just to not put a bunch of junk on chain. And it seems to work. And if I go over here and I hit set delegate, does it still set me to the delegate? Okay, we're happy. One thing I'm skipping here because we have not enough time is what I'd love to do is use an address input component. And I bet I could just tell the AI to add an address input and keep that in the state and then change the delegate based on that. But an address input is this really nice component that lets you do things like type in Vitalik.eth and it's going to resolve the ENS and give you an ENS avatar and a bunch of other things, but it's broken right now. But we don't have time for that. I only have 5 minutes. We got to ship this thing. So to ship your app live, there's 2 steps. You need to deploy your contract out to a live network and then deploy your app up to some host, right? So to get that contract deployed to a live network, I need to first yarn generate, and that's going to generate us a nice little account. Then I need to fund that account. So I can just do like yarn account and fund that with, let's see if I still have a burner wallet laying around here. It's been a while since I pulled this up. It's probably not there anymore. It's not, darn it. Okay, so I will need to send some money to this guy. Let's see. Do I have a MetaMask around here? Yeah. Let me do that real quick. I need to get MetaMask. Let's see, Sepolia, where we deploying to? How about Optimism? Let's deploy this to Optimism. Let's see if I send this guy. Well, how much should I send it? Maybe like $10 of so I'm trying to send my dude some oh man. I am trying to use MetaMask is what I'm trying to do. 10 USD. Okay, I think I think I just sent 10 USD to my deployer using MetaMask. What I could do is do this yarn account one more time, and it's going to give me a list of my ETH on all the networks. Oh, there it is. Yep. Notice on Optimism now I have a little bit. Okay, so our deployer is ready. We're going to do a yarn deploy -- network Optimism. And hopefully it deploys our app to Optimism. Okay, it's thinking, it's trying, it might. We've got a transaction hash, ladies and gentlemen. Our terrible smart contract that we've written in 15 minutes is now live on Optimism. Okay, but you'll notice your app, if you go look at your app, is still on hard hat. What you'll need to do is jump over to the scaffold config file And scaffold config has this target networks. It's an array, lets you pick multiple networks. But the thing is, it's like what network your app is set on. And so if I put in optimism here and I hit save, something magic happens in my app. The whole app switches over to optimism and it doesn't allow burner wallets anymore because it's a public network. And it allows me to connect my wallet. And if my wallet is on the wrong network, it's going to bump me over to the right network. But it looks like I'm on the right network. Looks like everything is good. Looks like I'm ready to make my first interaction with my live contract. And remember that debug tab? We can go back to that debug tab and there's our contract and it's live on Optimism. And remember that address component? If I click something within that address component, it's going to take me right to the Optimism block explorer. All of this changes as you made that one change in your app to say, hey, I want to be on Optimism. So then the whole app runs on Optimism now. Okay, now our app looks like it's going to work and I'll use it in a second, but we've pushed our smart contract up. The other thing we need to do is a yarn Vercel YOLO fraud. Okay, and this is going to push my app up to a live network. Okay, and I'm just going to say, fine, put it on my team. No, no, simple. This is a simple app and it's spelled wrong. And it's located there. Okay, so there it is. Yes. No, I don't want to modify that. Okay, so that's it. So we were able to land, fire up Scaffold-ETH. We were able to tinker with our smart contract over here until we got it right using that wonderful debug tab paired with burner wallets. Then we got our contract working the way we wanted to. Then we were able to switch over and start working on our next JS. And there's this great symphony between the back end and the front end where all of our variables from our smart contract are already known to our front end. So as we're building these buttons and these components, it knows what things to talk to in our smart contract for us and auto completes those. I dinked around a little bit too much with AI and it didn't work out. I need to sharpen my chops there, but we were able to build an app, dink around with it, push the smart contract live to Optimism, and now we have this. Right now we have this live app on Optimism, but it's not at a live URL yet. And maybe in the next couple minutes, I will have a live URL. And you, as your hackathon, as you're building things, you'll easily be able to have an extra 5 minutes at the end to be able to ship your app, which I don't have. But let's pretend like this is on a live URL since that URL isn't there. I connected my wallet. I'm going to hit set delegate and we're going to make a live transaction on mainnet. And hopefully we're going to pay a little. Yes, I want to proceed. We're going to pay a little money. Wow, that's a lot. We're going to pay a lot of money. And let's see if we set ourselves to the delegate on chain, on a live network, on a live app. It worked. I think we're waiting for this to load. I think if we jumped over to debug contracts, we would see it. There it is. There it is. Okay. So I was able to write my smart contract, tinker around with it and make sure it's good, ship the smart contract, ship the app, and here it is live. And you can do this too. So you, as you're building your smart contract app, as you're building on chain, try out Scaffold-ETH. It will get you to the finish line quicker and it will allow you to focus on building your product and not have all these headaches of how to get the right wallet connect, how to have your users bumped over if they're on the wrong network. Let's do that real quick. Let's say if I come in on mainnet Ethereum, like, of course I might. It's going to be like, hey, you're on the wrong network, bro. Oh, hey, look, we can do this at the live app. Let's just do it at the live app. Here we go. Live app deployed in 30 minutes. Here it is. Simple app. I'll drop it into chat. Simple app, something, something, something. Let's connect our wallet. I could connect any of these. I'm already the delegate, so it doesn't matter, but here it is. There I am again. I'm the delegate. Let's jump over here, maybe set the delegate to Vitalik.eth real quick in the debug. Oh, wrong network, it says. Yeah, it wants me to switch to OP, of course. So I need to switch over to OP, of course. Isn't that nice? It's built into Scaffold-ETH. And then let's make Vitalik the delegate instead of me, just for fun. Yes, I want to proceed. I don't want to read that whole message even. I just want to proceed. Okay, cool. There we go. Now Vitalik is the delegate. Yippee. Okay, and then if I wanted to, I could take the delegate back by hitting that button, but I'm not going to. So that's it. That's how you build a live app on Ethereum or an Ethereum L2 or any EVM compatible chain. You can grab Scaffold-ETH off the shelf and it's going to get you 90% of the way there. All you have to focus on is writing those smart contracts and writing a little front end. And we've got these tools that'll really help us get there quicker as we start moving into an AI powered world. It's so nice to have that help. I just need to learn how to use it better. I had to switch to VS Code, switch back to VS Code Live as we were doing that. But that's how you build apps on Ethereum or any EVM chain. You can go to scaffoldeth.io or buildguild.com and find us there. I'm Austin on Twitter. Whoa, 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 whoa. Cancel. I'm this dude. Whoa, get out of here. Huh. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm doing something real weird. I just want to go to Twitter. Yeah, I'm this dude on Twitter. Find me on Twitter and follow me and hit me up. This guy. Yeah, that dude. Let me drop it into the chat. I have not been watching chat at all. Sorry if there's some questions in there. Yeah, very open to a Q&A here. I think maybe there's some Q&A questions, Calvin.
Yeah, I saw like couple of bunch of questions up above, so maybe you can
Okay,
go through
yeah, let
that.
me give it a
Uh,
scroll. Yep.
yeah, and meanwhile, if anyone wants to ask like a direct question to us, then feel free to raise your hand,
Sure.
and maybe you can unmute yourself and ask your questions, or maybe feel free to drop it on the chat box.
Oh, there's a lot of it, like AI note-taking things, leaving notes in there too. Man, AI is
Yeah,
just it's it's prevalent.
it's crazy.
Okay. Let's see. Hey, what's the question here? Can you integrate a Node.js backend? Yes, of course. This is using Vercel and Next.js, so you can just add an API route right in here for your backend. If you're going to create a Node.js backend and it's not a Vercel backend, you can still use it, but it's like going to be like a server that you're talking to, where most of the time, most backend are just API routes you put into your Next.js. Still looking at some more questions here. Yeah, I mean yeah, the Node.js Next.js thing is you could run a Node server and have your Next talk to it with just normal queries like a get and post, normal REST stuff. But Vercel does take care of some of that for you, and if you're willing to, you can just have your API routes right here in your Next.js, and then your backend actions there with like some storage if you need like a MongoDB or a Firebase or something. Very open to any closing questions. You can go here and set yourself as the delegate by just clicking this button too if you want. Man, that extra button. That's a get out of here. Time to switch.
For sure. All right.
Anybody
Yeah, I
else?
mean, yeah. Any last questions for Austin, or else we can wrap up the session.
Oh yeah. So it's saying it's going to cost me a couple bucks, but it's costing like a penny. It's just doing a terrible job guessing what the gas is going to cost and then paying it forward with a terrible UI message. All right. Any last questions? Hearts, hearts, hearts. Happy Wednesday. Go build up this hackathon. The hackathon doesn't start for a couple days, right? When does the hackathon kick off and people are allowed to start?
That's going to be on the 23rd, which is Friday.
All right. Yeah, let's show this off
Yes.
too, right? This is what we're here for. There we
Yes,
go.
sir. Yes,
August
sir.
23rd, async hackathon. The best hackathon is an async hackathon because you could work on it whenever, right? I guess you lose
Yeah.
out on maybe like finding some new friends or something, but I love async hackathons.
Yeah, like as Austin mentioned, this is like an async hackathon, and we have like a lot of fresh set of builders who have joined us for ETHOnline 2024. So we're actually really excited to see what they actually end up building. So yeah, with that, I'll be closing the session. Big thanks to everyone for joining the workshop. Big shout out to Austin for going through the session and deploying everything live as much as possible for us. And if there are any questions to Austin or his team, feel free to drop it in the partner channel. And whenever they are free, they'll get back to you with your queries. Cheers, everyone, and have a great rest of the week. See you.
See you. Thank you.